Well, y'all, we got something pretty cool for you guys. Well, I think it'll be cool. We'll see. I don't think it's going to be done in one video. And, projects are never really done. I know some stuff's going to have to wait till after the new year, just on timing. But I'm doing something I said I would never do. I told myself I would never do. And I actually lasted quite a while. I've had this for 3-4 years, something like that. And I've gone a long time without touching it, but it's finally time to completely ruin the dually. I ordered the lift kit a few weeks back. It's been sitting at Dom's shop. So I got a whole laundry list of stuff I want to do. I do need the truck for the New Year's trip to tow the trailer. So I'm going to get it like halfway done. It'll be like, done, lifted, wheels, tires, all the little stuff though, like diff covers and whatever else I end up coming up with. Probably won't be done because I'm just going to get that done, take it for the New Year's trip, and then when we get back, hopefully finish it up, get kind of closer. I'm still on the hunt for a couple parts. But yeah, we're finally going to un-old man this thing, pull the mud flaps off, I wanted to keep it completely original when I was doing this. I just wanted all clear lights, but I wanted to keep the stickers, the old man mud flaps, everything. But I think it's finally time to do it up. So a little partially tore down. Big batch of stuff to go off the powder coat. Springs, bunch of brackets, sway bars, hitch receiver. Oh, my tow hitch needs to go too. I guess tomorrow, start grinding these off. These are gonna get powdered and then just bolted back on. Gotta find a way to get to that guy, get this off. Got a lot of parts still in the works. I wish I could just bolt a lift kit on and call it a day, but I'm mildly retarded and gotta find more shit to do. So, yeah, it's getting there. Got drop brackets on. Those are going to stay black. But I don't know. We'll see how this thing keeps coming together. Bunch of parts on order. A bunch of parts I'm searching for or figuring out options for. I don't know if I'm going to do the sway bar drop bracket and do stock end links, or keep the sway bar up and do some billet ones. The back, I would love to do billet links because they have you just on this kit, just bolt on a drop bracket and it looks hideous. So, and exhaust. That needs to happen soon. Oh, and the third, or the spare tire, not gonna be able to see down there, but it's got a key that I don't have, so that's a problem for another day, I guess. But getting there. Just bro. Very nice. Well, I feel like I've spent already way too much time, and it's not even close to what I want. But we're gonna keep going. We still gotta do the axles, the entire frame, drive lines, everything. But we're going through with the wire wheel and the scraper in some spots to get the thick, undercoating stuff off, and knock down some of the bigger, rust pockets. So everything's gonna get hit with the wire wheel. We got one on the grinder, a couple little ones for the drill. I even have a wire brush, and then some scrapers. And then we run back through with the DA just to make sure it's a final, nice, smooth finish. These are actually gonna end up getting overlays, but I don't know if I'm gonna run them all the time. So I'd like all this to be cherry anyway. I was originally gonna go chassis black on the frame. And then gloss black on the axles. I think I'm just gonna go chassis black on everything. The gloss black, if you have a lot of time to pull your axles out and prep them, in my opinion, the gloss black looks killer. It looked great on the van when I first did it. I kind of used some cheaper paint. Not cheaper, it was actually still expensive, it just didn't hold up. But I don't have time to really pull these axles out. And they're not in bad shape, but The chassis black, since it's a little more satin, will kind of hide stuff a little bit better. We're just gonna paint right over these diff covers. We're getting new diff covers probably after New Year's-ish, some point. So they're just gonna go black for now. Or I don't know, maybe that one I'll somewhat tape off, at least it's aluminum. Still gotta get exhaust, but yeah. And I think I decided I'm just gonna paint this black for now, paint the hitch black for now. Kind of go away with the frame. This will all be black as well. This will all be chassis black, because I was gonna get liners, but they come down and block the frame, and if the frame's cherry, I'd rather see it. Plus, on the other side, one of my buddies had a B&W hitch and he had to notch it for the handle. Or like my dad has liners and you have to reach up under it to get to the handle to release the hitch, and I don't really want to deal with all that. But yeah, I mean, we definitely have some time to spend on prepping the frame. So that's probably gonna be all day today, probably tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, I don't know. I'd like to get this thing painted by the end of this weekend. So maybe 2 days of prepping, 3 days of prepping, 1 day of painting, something like that. Well, we got the front end mostly painted up. Solid first layer in there. When we pull the bumper to do the hooks, I'll paint inside the bumper. We're getting new rotors, so don't worry about all that nonsense. I'd love to pull these off and powder coat them. Probably won't happen this go around, but whole axle, all the steering, everything nice and painted. It's a nice, like, dark satin black. You know, some satins are kind of faded out. It's pretty decently dark. That's all painted up. That is all muddy. That's gonna get power washed, and that should all be black again once it gets washed up, but pretty good. We have some imperfections. You can see where the paint underneath didn't get sanded smooth enough, but coil is going to block some of that. I'm not going to get way too picky, because this truck will be coming back apart probably unreasonably soon to get 4-link in the front for sure, and either traction bars or 4-link in the back. Dom's got me kind of spun out on just 4-linking the whole fucking thing, but I really don't want this thing to be full air ride, because I tow with it all the time, and if it's not perfect, it's going to drive me insane. So it'll probably get pulled apart multiple times until that gets perfect. But yeah, we got to finish wire wheeling the back half of the frame, and the rear axle has some little stuff that needs to get done still, and then yeah, start throwing stuff back on it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Well, here she is. 02 lowrider. It's got some pretty good goodies on it. It's already got SNS carb, leather pros, thunder header. That's probably brother. Oh, right on. Risers, pro tapers. So all we got to do is maybe a little run of powder coat. Needs mags, and it's got these are 13.5 shocks, progressives. Doesn't need much, but it is freezing cold. I'm about an hour away from home, so I got my sweet 7-Eleven pizza. Chow down and hit the road. You. Thing looks so good. We had to leave the duals off to get out of the lift. We're gonna throw them on right now. The new bumper isn't painted yet, so we're gonna throw the old one back on, but we had to take the bumper off to get the spare tire off because there was a key on the spare tire, which is ridiculous. But fucking this, I'm so excited with how this thing came out. And now at this point it's already ruined, so I might as well completely ruin it. We got full paint match coming, updated mirrors, aluminum valance, whole bunch of stuff. And then those are going to go away within probably, I want to try and leave it for like a year, and then it'll get 4-linked front and rear. But for now, I think it's sweet. It's a little high in the back still. We're either going to do coil levelers or a smaller block. I don't know, or maybe once it kind of settles in, I might just be staring at it too hard. But we're going to get these back wheels on and see how this thing looks. Good Lord. Look at that thing. She's a little thick, huh, Dom?
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of forgot to continue to update you guys. But we got the rear bumper together. We have brand new OEM plastic that is getting painted silver to match the two-tone. This will be chrome and silver. Obviously for the back of the truck. We got new headlights on, new third brake light because that started turning yellow. I still need new fog lights, new cab lights. But I've been driving that a bunch. Just came back from Reno, and it's going good so far. So that's good. As far as all the paint match stuff, and it is an absolute mess right now. Everything's a mess. But this is the wiper cowl. This is a new one. Street scenes used to make a smooth one. They don't make it anymore. I'm trying to make my own now because I loved the look of it. So I tried the whole spray foam idea, and it ended up just being a mess. I gotta wait for that to harden and cut it off and blah, blah, blah. But I'm thinking, so I just pulled some blue tape super tight. I started spray foaming and decided to go this route. I'm waiting for this to dry up and I'll tape this. Part of me, it doesn't need to be structural. Part of me wants to just resin over this, and then I can work it afterwards. Just keep resin, sand, keep doing that. I do have a bunch of fiberglass mat. I have the woven thick stuff, and I have kitty hair stuff. The woven thick stuff would be nice. It would probably lay super smooth, but it will end up decently thicker, and that's what I'm worried about. So I'm really debating. I did buy 2 of these just in case, and worst comes to worst, I'll buy another one and just paint it. I don't care. But I think I'm gonna try and just resin this and not like almost use this as the mat, because like I said, it doesn't need to be structural. It just needs to be semi-solid so I can get painted and get put back on. So yeah, we're gonna wait for this stuff to dry, tape over that, paint this, or resin it. I'll probably need a little piece of mat for that. We're gonna get rid of the antenna hole, clean up some of this a little bit, try and keep this all like nice and natural looking. That guy just kind of is what it is. That's the sprayer for the windshield, the wipers. So yeah, got these guys painted up, bumper brackets. We're kind of on a move. We got all but one platinum door handle left to get together. I have the like side window visors, the front drop visor, the cowls getting worked on. The little keypad for the numbers has to get painted. Waiting on new mirrors. And then also for the cab lights. So I'm a big believer that cab lights should be orange. But I do know all that stuff. All the marker lights, white would be cool. So I had this old set of OEM cab lights off of my blue truck. So in high school, I had a blue 6.0, and I built my own like switchback cab lights because I couldn't decide if I wanted white or orange. So I'm going to do the same now. I'm going to do them a bit different. Those ones I just put like 2 elements in. These ones I'm going to be using, I'm going to do the cab lights and the fender lights. So they're all going to be, orange or red. Their color they're supposed to be. And then we'll all switch white. So these guys, I don't know if you guys remember, anyway, like I was saying, I don't know if you guys remember from the boat trailer, the jet boat trailer. So these are like switchbacks or have dual elements in them. These are orange and white, and they have 3 wires. They obviously share ground. And then these ones are red and white. So what we're going to be doing is, so we're going to take these guys. You can see, right, they have the stock plug and then that element. As you see, I'm starting to grind them down. So on my drill press, I just have a basic flapper wheel, and I'm just gonna burn both these down so that this ends up being just a nice flat base to work with. We're gonna set that light in there, obviously facing up. It'll just set in there nice and flush. I'm hoping we don't have to glue them in so that I can give these to my painter just like this and have them painted and be done. And then I could put the lights in. If I have to glue them in, I'll probably have, I'll put them in, and then we'll tape them off or whatever we got to do. So, yeah. So I'm thinking, I'm hoping this will actually go pretty smooth. And then I got to build a wiring harness. I'll probably just abandon the stock wiring harness up there, because then that needs to run to a normally open, normally closed relay, along with all the other lights, even the corner lights in the right there in the headlights. I'm going to do switchbacks. Like I said, the fender lights, maybe even the lights on the dualies have the 3 lights under the tailgate. Might get those. And then I'm not sure on mirror lights yet, but I would like, basically you flip one switch. They're all probably going to be run on a few relays, depending on how I run it. Flip a switch and everything turns white. So, yeah, that's that for now. And we'll see how this goes, and I'll keep you guys updated. So we got 1 layer of matting and resin down. I started sanding it. Got all the edges are looking pretty decent. I'm gonna have to get to do some hand sanding in here. A lot of the resin pulled up in here a little thick. I didn't pay attention when it started tacking up. I should have pulled it out when it got thicker. But I wish I had a little more matte here. A piece of the matte kind of missed. Still pretty hard though, so we might be all right. Here's pretty built up with resin and matting. I might try and sand all this back down, but I'm afraid if I try and get this all back down to just plastic, I'll end up not smooth. So I don't know. We're gonna go a little bit lower here. You can see where the matting ended. Go a little bit lower. That's the antenna hole that I need to keep covered. But this whole thing is gonna get skim coated in. It's not Bondo, because I know this piece is gonna flex still. I'm gonna do that PC11 stuff. I'm sure you guys, I feel like I've used it in a video prior. I'll show you guys that stuff. It's basically like a structural type of Bondo. And then it'll get sanded again. We're gonna do a little more sanding, get in here with our hands, clean this up, because I need that still for my sprayer. The only other bad thing is that first coat of resin we did ended up filling up this little rail in here that is to clip on the rubber piece to sit on the windshield. So this one might end up being for the single cap. I do have a whole nother one. I haven't even started on that side. We'll just see though. I'm gonna see this one completely through so I can make all my mistakes on this one. And then, like I said, I have another one to start over again. But so far we tried spray foam. That was an absolute mess to fill the gaps. Not doing that again. I just put blue tape down, resined it, let that set, then resined it again. The fiberglass, like mesh. I used the thick matte stuff, like the woven matte, not the kitty hair style. I do have some of the kitty hair style somewhere. But I like that for when you're actually trying to build something out. That stuff's good. Yeah, obviously resin top and bottom inside of that mat, right? Soaks that stuff in resin. And that's pretty much where we are now. I left it long. It kind of sat out here a bit, and then just sanded the corners until they basically fell off. So, yeah, not too bad. I'm actually kind of excited with how this is coming out. It's good, and it's very, very solid. So another thing we got, and this is only one. Boom. So I picked this up. Actually, it got delivered to me the other night. Guys from Oakland, go figure. But it ended up, I picked it up. It was pouring rain. It was pretty late at night. It was like 9 o'clock at night. I didn't see that decent scratch there. I didn't see this pitting. There's kind of pitting everywhere. So this tailgate wasn't clean enough for me to put on the dually. I'd already bought it. I wasn't gonna throw a fit about it. The thing's pretty hammered. I have it locked right now just so it won't get stolen. But I mean, it's pretty wasted. I want to delete the handle and stuff anyway, but this thing needs all new plastics and everything. So this one will be for sale, but I'm gonna keep this one. I'll redo all the plastics, delete the step handle, and just get the regular back for this. And this one's gonna stay on this truck now. And then the same guy, I just texted the guy. I was like, hey man, thing's a little more beat up than I thought. Now, I'm not looking for my money back. A deal is a deal, but if you come across another one, let me know. And sure enough, he is coming back tonight with a cherry one. He sent me pictures of. It's like brand new, and that'll go on that. So we ordered up the hinge, the 08 to 16 left side hinge for that one. I'll have to just keep remembering to lock the thing so it doesn't get stolen. But yeah, we're missing one door handle. I'm still on the hunt for if anyone's got a passenger side door handle, platinum one. Oh, we got to finish up building the cab light bases too. Let's get on those. Okay, we got the first cab light done. That's it, nothing too special. I think that should be bright enough, even though it's sitting kind of low, to light up, you know, the glass that sits on, or plastic that sits on here. These will be white, so I was a little worried about this part being black. So I do have those chrome like beauty rings to go around the rubber, if it ends up being a problem. The bottom of this should be like very close, but it should be the right like diameter to fit in the hole that's in the roof. And it's back a little bit. I kind of had to, just where I had to start my hole, but this should work. And I was also thinking about not running the rubber and just gluing these directly into there, but if one fails, I won't have to like fully rebuild one or worry about all that. So, you know, still want to run the rubber, and I still should be able to pull it from the top. Just pull it out of the top instead of going through the headliner. I'll have to do a little bit of wiring, but I'm gonna run plugs on these, but I probably won't be able to find a plug that small. It won't necessarily have to be waterproof, so maybe I'll be able to come up with something, a real plug, not like a bunch of bullet connectors or spade connectors in there. But I do want it to be able to come out in case, you know, one of these does take a shit. I don't want to take my headliner out. So yeah, we're gonna get the other 4 drilled up, and then these things will be ready to get set aside in the paint match box. So last thing I wanted to actually update you guys with was the exhaust finally showed up. Oh, I've been cutting and polishing this because I can't focus on one thing at a time. Polish all over it. And my dumbass ripped the exhaust off of this like probably about a week ago, and still haven't gotten that exhaust on yet. But I did also get a platinum tailgate. This is the cleaner one. This thing is like immaculate. So that's gonna get painted. I put it on the truck so that I didn't ruin it while it was sitting in the garage or something dumb. But I put the first and only dent in it, and it's actually an outward facing dent, which angers me more than anything. I didn't realize there was a bracket that held that hinge. I undid one bolt, hit the other one with the impact gun, and it swung and did that. So that's got to get fixed. Tailgate's gonna get painted with the rest of the stuff getting painted, which should be getting dropped off pretty soon. So hopefully in the next dually build update, this thing will all be paint matched and probably kind of close to done. Still got to do diff covers and stuff, but I think I'm gonna try and find a stopping point with this, because I can't find a stopping point on literally anything else. But yeah, see you guys on the next one.